the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses is telling Israel, hey, Israel, if you don't keep the commandments of God, all these curses going to fall upon you. And on top of that, all these other nations going to be above you.
Right.
Now, let's show you one of the curses. Read verse 68. Did you know that? Let me ask you this. How did we get over here in history to America?
Slavery.
Now, we're about to show you that's in the Bible. Read verse 68.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt, the word Egypt. Now, the word Egypt means something. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. The word Egypt means something. The Bible uses similitudes. For example, hey, brother. For example, the Bible may say one thing, but actually means something else. Like, for example, Christ, he spoke in parables. He spoke in parables, meaning that if I wanted you to know something, but I didn't want nobody else to know, I'm going to use something like codes. That's what it's going into.
Bring it up.
Read what you got.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
I'm about to show you what Egypt means according to the Bible. Read what you got.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Now I'm about to show you what Egypt means. Read.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. That's what Egypt means. Out of the house of bondage.
Right.
Another word for house of bondage would be slavery. Would you agree? Okay, now, all praises. Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Read up.
Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Slavery. Read.
Again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Cargo slave ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Your enemies, not your friends, but your enemies. Read.
For bond men,
For slave man,
and bond women,
slave woman.
and no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy you means no man shall save you.
That's right.
Maybe now, maybe it's not talking about the transatlantic slave trade. Maybe it's not. Read verse 48. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Right, the Lord's going to send these enemies against us because the Lord gave us a choice. Keep the commandments and rule, or break the commandments and serve.
Right.
Obviously, Israel chose to do things the hard way.
That's right.
Read.
In
Read from the top again.
Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
So now, Moses being specific here. Israel's going to have to serve in hunger. How did Israel do that? Let's go back in slavery times now. When the slave master was hungry, it would be the slaves in the kitchen cooking the food.
That's right.
They'd be up there setting up the kitchen tables. Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. If the slave master was thirsty, it would be the slaves carrying the Kool-Aid or the tea in a cup on a silver platter.
That's right.
Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. If the slave master wanted to purchase a slave, it would be the slaves on the podium with their shirts off.
Right.
And just to make sure. Oh, yes.
Okay, all praises. So you all understand what the brother's bringing out thus far?
Yes, sir.
You sure? You sure? So you all understand who you are according to the Bible?
That's right.
Who are you? I'm sorry? That's okay, brother. Look here. A lot of times we cover a lot of information when it comes to this Bible. So if you don't get it right away, it's okay. Some of us, have been in this thing for months before it actually kicks in who you are. So, brother, you understand who you are. Who are you, according to the Bible?
It's people.
Okay, all praise. What about you, sir?
I'm a king.
Okay, king. What about you, sir? Just to go back to you, you're greater than a king.
That's right. That's right.
Come on.
We from the 12 tribes of Israel, of the father Abraham.
Okay. Now, did you all hear what this brother said? Now I'm gonna ask you, brother, how can you prove that? Because a lot of times they tell us all kinds of stuff. They told us we were slaves and that we were Negroes and thugs for years, and we all believe that, right? You just said that we're from the 12 tribes of Israel. How would you be able to prove that according to the Bible?
Because God had spoke to he was Abram at first, before he became Abraham. And he told Abraham that his seed was going to produce the earth. It's going to be like the numbers of the sand. And it came down through the It came down through the womb of his wife, Sarah.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but just real quick, how would you prove that? If your son or your daughter came up to you and said, "Dad, who am I?" And you tell them, "Hey, you're the 12."
I would think, my answer would be, we are God's chosen people from the 12 tribes of Israel.
Absolutely, absolutely. You hear that, brother? That's who you all got to make sure that you get that if you don't get anything else.
That's right.
Because we've had years of oppression and being destroyed mentally that a lot of us, we can't handle that. We've been told that we were Gentiles.
That's right.
We've been told that we were niggers.
That's right.
And thugs
That's
and coons
right.
and all those other things. But that's not what God calls.
That's right.
Right? So go back to Deuteronomy 7:6 right there. Hold that right there. So it's very important that you all understand that you are God's chosen people.
Right. That's right.
Right? The people on this side right here, right? On this side,
Right.
on your left side, this is what God calls us. This is what you'll find in the Bible. You can find Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, all the way down. On this side is what our oppressors gave us when we went into captivity.
That's right.
The so-called American black today is the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
That's who you are.
Okay.
That's who you are. And it's very important that you know this because of this verse that we're about to read right here. Come on, bro.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people.
So God said that the children of Israel were supposed to be a holy people.
Right.
What does holy mean, sir?
Pure, righteous.
Okay. What about you, young brother?
Perfect.
Okay. What about you, sir? All right. What about you?
Read it.
Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Holy means to be separate. We are separate people.
That's right.
We're not supposed to be like all the other nations because God chose us above all the other nations. We get ready to read it some more. Keep reading.
Unto the Lord thy God.
So we were separate unto the Lord God himself. Come on.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
See that? The Most High chose us to be a special people.
That's right.
But when you look around today, do we look like we're special?
Nope. No.
No, we're in the ghettos, we're at the bottom, we fill the jails, right? And there's a reason for all of that. Watch this, we'll get to that in just a second. Keep reading.
Unto himself above all people.
Above who?
All.
Above all people.
So that means we should be above the Chinese man.
Right.
Above all people.
The Arab man.
Right.
Above all people.
You see how special you are?
Right.
God chose us to be above every nation on the face of the earth. Watch this. He's gonna tell you. Watch. Read.
That are upon the face of the earth.
So, if we're supposed to be special above all people on the face of the earth, what happened? Why are we at the battle?
Bring it on.
Why do we have all the other nations that we're supposed to be over in our neighborhoods sucking the life out of it?
Bring it out. We turned our back.
What's that?
We turned our back on the Most High.
Absolutely, absolutely. For you young brothers especially. So now you getting an understanding of why we're in the condition that we're in. We're getting to read some of this stuff. Watch this. Watch this. Amos 3:1. That's it. Amos 3:1. Watch this. Here you go.
Amos 3, chapter 3, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So the Most High is speaking to the children of Israel, all 12 tribes right here that were in the wilderness with him. All 12 tribes were there. So he's speaking to you specifically. Watch this. Come on.
Against the whole families which I brought from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
Read that part again.
You only have I known.
Right. So God said, out of all the people on the face of the earth, he only knew the children of Israel.
Right.
He only knew you. That's how special we are to the Most High God.
That's right.
So everybody else talking about he's a God of everybody, he loves everybody. Read that again.
You only have I known.
The Bible says God only knows the children of Israel. Now watch this. It's very important that you hear this next thing. Come on.
Of all the families of the earth.
Out of all the people on the earth, he only knew you. Come on.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He said, I knew you out of all the people on the face of the earth. He said, but I'm going to punish you. I'm going to punish you Israelites for all your iniquity. What's another name for iniquity?
Sin.
Sin. You know what sin is, brother? What is sin?
Doing wrong.
Doing wrong according to who?
God.
Breaking God's commandments. Let's go ahead and get that, because we want to prove everything out the Bible. Right? So we're going to get that. 1 John 3:4. So when you look at what's happening to us in our society right now, why we don't own anything.
Right.
Said, why are we live in the worst conditions?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Why we have to go to our enemy for everything is because God is punishing us.
That's right.
For breaking his laws.
That's right.
For
That's
being in the midst of sin.
That's right.
You got that, young brother? So when anybody asks you, okay, why are you in the condition that you're in, you'll have a better understanding that we are still under the curses that the brother was reading in Deuteronomy 28.
Are we in Egypt right now?
We are in spiritual Egypt right now. In spiritual Egypt,
Okay.
right? And watch this. 1 John 3:4. We're going to show you what sin is. Come on.
1 John chapter 3, verse 4.
Bring it up.
Whosoever committeth sin,
Whoever commits sin
transgresseth also the law.
breaks God's laws. Come on.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
See that? So sin is breaking God's laws.
That's right.
So in order for you to know if you're breaking God's laws, you have to know what?
The law.
You have to know what God's laws are, right?
That's right.
All right, so now this might not apply to you all, but for someone else who may be listening, all right, we're going to get, give me the beer, Leviticus 21:5. So this is the law that the Most High God gave to all the children of Israel, who you are. Us not keeping this law right here
Right.
is part of the reason why we're in the condition that we're in.
Right. Bring it up.
Watch this. Read.
Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. They shall make not baldness upon their head.
Read it again.
Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So one of the commandments that the Most High told us not to do was not to bald our head.
Right. Right.
Okay? Right. When you look on TV and at all the rappers and the stars, they've all bald their head. It's a style, it's a fashion, right? But according to the Most High, if you do what he tells you not to do, it's a what?
Punishment.
It's sin.
Right.
Like the young brother, it's sin. So those brothers, Tyrese, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, all of them brothers are in the midst of sin because God said you were not supposed to bald your head. When you look into the history of the Israelites, we were in captivity for 400 plus years in Egypt.
Right.
So we picked up that Egyptian custom of balding the head. That's where it comes from.
Right.
But God put a distinction between the Israelites and the Egyptians.
That's
the
right.
Egyptians can bald their head. You Israelite men can't do that.
That's right.
Because remember we read that we are what? A holy, separate people. We're supposed to be separate from it. We're not supposed to do what the other nations do. All right? So one of the laws, we're not supposed to bald our head. Watch this. Keep reading.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
Read it one more time.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
So another law that we broke and we continue to break is when our men shave their faces. If you look at the brothers around here, everybody's got a beard on their face. You know why? Because God commands us to have a beard on our face.
That's
Now,
right.
just when you brothers start to get older, you know, and the hair starts to growing on your face, right? You're probably going to be pressured by peer pressure by the other nations say, you need to shave your face because everybody wants to have that smooth baby look, right? But the problem is we got a lot of grown men looking like damn babies out here.
That's right.
Because they shave off their beard. God commands you to have a beard on your face. See this brother here? He got a beard on his face. When you brothers start getting hair on your face, God commands you that you do not shave that off.
Right.
Matter of fact, somebody let me show you something. Someone give me the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and then I'm gonna bring it back to you, brother. You ready? Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and give me the definition of the beard. Watch this. Read.
This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Beard, a badge of manly dignity.
See that?
Manly.
A beard is a sign of manly dignity. Come on.
As a sign of mourning, it was the custom to pluck it out or cut it off.
So when you read the history, a lot of times when our forefathers were mourning, they would cut off the beard as a sign of mourning, right? Come on, read it one more time.
The Israelites were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beards.
So, according to the law, the Israelite men were forbidden to shave off their beard. Watch this. Come on.
Probably because it was regarded as a heathenish sign.
See that? Whenever you cut off your beard, you are acting like the heathens. Right. That you're supposed to be over, that you're supposed to be separate from. Right. So that's why God commands you not to cut off your beard. Once again, I always like to use the example. If you go into the jungles of Africa and you look at some lions, you look at a male lion, how can you tell the difference between the male and the female?
Bring it up. The male has the big hairy face and she don't have it.
Absolutely. The male has the beard. Now, let me ask you, if you cut off the beard of the male, what does he look like?
Female.
You see?
Yeah. Bring it up.
So when we cut off our beards, guess what we look like?
Female.
Female or young boys.
That's right. That's right.
Not men.
That's right. That's right.
So it's important that you brothers understand it, because these are laws that you have to turn back to in your repentance on coming back to the Most High.
Amen.
Come on back in, brother. Come on back in. Give them along the fringes.
Let me get Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. All right, read what you got.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
So now the Lord's speaking to you, because now y'all know y'all Israel. Read.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
Now maybe I haven't noticed, but if you look around, all the officers and the soldiers, they got fringes upon them, like these here. There's a purpose behind that. Read.
Throughout their generations.
Now, even like for example, if you have a child eventually, he's supposed to have that too. He or she, whether it be a son or a daughter. Read.
And that they put upon their fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So now you're supposed to have a fringe around, and also around that's a ribbon. It can be any type of blue, or light blue, or dark blue. Just see this right here. Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments.
So that's the purpose of the fringe, is to remember the commandments.
Right.
That's the purpose of, give me Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1.
Some of the blue strip.
Yes, sir, that's the ribbon. It can be any type of blue, light blue, dark blue.
It's a reminder.
The fringe, that's the purpose of these fringes right here. Okay. That's the purpose. Let me give you another law. This is very important that you should keep too.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together, ye gather together, O nation, not desire.
That's a commandment from the Lord. We're supposed to gather together. You're supposed to congregate, to build yourself up. You understand that you're Israel. That's not enough. Now you have to get with like-minded people that keep the commandments.
That's right.
That's very important. Do you have any plans today? I mean, you shouldn't. It's Lord's Sabbath day.
That's right.
You understand that you're Israel. I'm pretty sure you understand that it's a law. You gotta keep the Sabbath day holy. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. No. So understand, Lord's will we see at the school later on today.
At what time?
3:30.
The address on here?
That's the address on the back. Read what you got.
First Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3.
Bring it out.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
That's right.
Right. So you understand. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God.
So you understand. God, Christ, man, and woman.
Right.
Read.
And every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So now, once these scriptures are out, once we teach the laws, there's something that's required of you. Read that part again.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So now that we have these scriptures out, there's something that you have to do. There's something that you have to remove on top of your head. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So, all praise, all praise. Leviticus chapter 21 verse 5, once more. Let me ask you something, brother. Do you shave?
Well, I'd go to the barber shop.
Okay, but I'm saying,
but I got that word today, so.
Okay, so you understood that. Okay, all praise. So you understand let it grow out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go back to Hebrews chapter 10 verse 26, because there's another. We're gonna go back to the congregating part. We have to gather ourselves together.
That's right.
Read what's in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Bring it up.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Don't forsake being by yourself. I mean, don't be by yourself. Don't forsake us. Because we need you, bro.
Right.
Read.
As the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
So when you get with like-minded brothers, hey, you can feed off us. Whatever knowledge we have, we can give to you.
Right.
And whatever you're going through, hey, we can help you through that thing.
Right.
Read.
And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
Because if you check out what's going on in the news, hey, the end is coming.
That's right.
Christ is on his way.
That's right.
So you want to get right.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.